are live.
Hello and welcome to our live play of Curse of Strahd as presented by For the Love of Crits. I'm Dungeon Master, Level 1 Dungeon Master Hunter AU. As you can see, we have a little bit of a change. I've recently moved, which led to us having to delay our last broadcast. I'm still getting a little bit set up with everything. We are going to be doing a brief recap as presented by Onyx as he goes through because it's been a little bit since we did our last broadcast. So,
Yes.
without further ado, Onyx, if you would be able to present.
Okay. Again, this is less of a recap and more of what is going through Onyx's mind as of late. Because right now, the three of us are walking back to town after visiting the Vistani camp, delivering Hidlik to the girl for her birthday. So on the way back, Onyx is kind of focused down on the path they're traveling, hanging back from the other two as they talk. And he kind of muttering to himself, according to the other two. But he goes, "Oh, Akadi, goddess of the storm, please hear me. I'm at a point where I don't know what to do. My fellow companions seem to be straying from their own gods, and instead of looking elsewhere for help, I must admit, I have not felt your presence since entering this cursed land. Unless you're that new voice that whispers in my head, but that voice does not sound like you. Kynareth has admitted to speaking to the key he got, and that it gives him powers. I also found a key that was in a vision of my own death. While that vision faded, the key remained. Is this how you can communicate with me? Is this why I have not heard your voice in what seems like eternity? I have tried to follow your guidance in all that I have done here. I know that there must be balance, that peace cannot be had without a storm, that the winds and rain wash away the stench of rot. But I'm not sure I'm enough in this place. My companions seem to be losing faith as well. Akadi, I beg for a sign that we are on the right path. Kynareth has started turning purple, Graves has a reflection that's not him, and Herbert seems preoccupied as of late. Heck, I even had what Herbert called an allergic reaction to something. Are these just tests from you? Are you trying to see if I'm worthy? I'm not even sure where we should go, as it seems we're pulled in so many different directions from people that all need our help. And why have I had these feelings that I've never had before? Are you changing me? Or is there something else? Maybe something more sinister? Why must this land be cursed so? Just why? I have so many questions, and answers seem to be in short supply of late. I know I must have faith in you, and I do. I really do. I just don't want to fall into old habits and find myself as someone I've tried really hard to forget. Defeated, Onyx looks to the sky and sighs. I just need to know that you have not abandoned us.
So, when we last left our group, they had just finished dealing with the Vistani in the camp who had suffered the recent disappearance of Arabella, the child that they had to deliver the presents to. The players were able to assist and offer their expertise in pointing them in the right direction of where the child could have disappeared to. However, they were quickly on their way back to the city of Valaki in order to meet with I believe it was Onyx that had stayed behind.
Herbert.
Herbert had stayed behind. In order to meet with Herbert. If I recall correctly, Herbert, we were going to be going through what you had been doing in the town since they left. Is that correct?
Is that correct?
I believe that's correct.
um,
Um,
been a
so,
while. I forgot why I stayed behind.
um,
I think you're going to the
Silver
bookstore?
weapons.
Yes.
yes, you were
Yes.
silvering
Silver
weapons. So,
Yes.
okay,
Yep.
thank you so much, Cole. It's
Yep.
like,
was
I
using the.
realized I'm like, oh my word, what was it that you were staying behind back for? So, let's see. So as you are going through now with silvering weapons, your character is actually kind of built to be able to do that fairly easily, correct?
Yes. What I intend to do while they're gone is to use my. I believe it's called Blessing, or Artisan's Blessing. So I spend my channel divinity to sort of reshape metal
Mm-hmm.
into useful items. So basically, I'm just gonna remake. It was Onyx's hammer, correct? That we were, or was it Canarith's? I believe it was Onyx's hammer that
Yeah,
we were
definitely not
using.
Canards.
Yeah. So I took Onyx's warhammer basically, and I'm just going to mix it with the one of the silver plates and
Mm-hmm.
just sort of dematerialize it, so to
Yeah.
speak, and then rematerialize it with the silver coating on the outside of the blunt end of the weapon.
Okay. Yeah. Does that require any type of role for you to do that? That seems like a fairly simple task for
Yeah.
that magic to do. So I'm not really requiring a roll on it.
No, yeah, doesn't normally require a roll. Just the thing I can create has to be something worth no more than 100 GP.
Okay. So I guess I'll allow that.
So it was
Um.
Onyx's hammer. What was the other? Were
Now,
we doing two or just one today?
We can only do one a day.
One a
but
day, right?
yeah,
I think we were gonna do a dagger for Graves as well, but that was gonna be second after the
Yeah.
thing, if I remember correctly.
we could do that like tomorrow morning.
Exactly. His hammer's more important. Way more important.
It's just bigger.
Yeah.
so it's really kind of sorry if my camera's shaking. I have a new dog and he is scratching his ear and shaking the whole room. Um, so with that particular situation, it's not really something that you have. Um, it takes a little bit of time for you to do, but it's really kind of not something that we can role play like a whole ton for time. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of fast forward to the point of when the other players are returning, unless you have something specific you wanted to do otherwise.
Yeah, no, I think Herbert is happy to just be engrossed in a task for a minute and just do his thing.
The mundane.
Yep.
So, oh, that makes sense. So, um, so you were probably doing this within the Church of Saint Andrew.
Yep.
It's so much easier to find everything now that they have folders. There we go. So, now they just need to create folders for the unique creatures.
I'm sure it's coming.
Yes.
Oh yeah, your owl.
Yes, the owl.
And a better
Wow.
system for
Bartholomew.
the hide value.
The hide volumes is the number one thing I think would push this over the top to be used more widely. That it's just something that the 2D has always been better at than it. I will be honest,
Yeah.
if they do implement uh, like an engine same as Baldur's Gate, I think that's going to take it by storm because Baldur's Gate did it very well for everything. and it was not a grid-based system, which is difficult to do and keep rules as written with D&D. But that being said, so Herbert, you are finishing up the silvering weapons. Onyx, Herbert, and Graves arrive back in the town, and they are kind of arriving soon around the time that you are finishing everything up. So, what do?
What do?
I walk out with the hammer over my shoulder, and I just look to Onyx and I go, "There you go, sir."
It's shiny.
Tried to keep the balance the same and everything.
Swing it around.
Actually, if I could throw the DM just a little bit of a curveball for a sec,
Oh man, okay.
because I just remembered something that Herbert had been working on before. He
Okay.
was creating a design for a harness to go, or sort of like a fixment on the side of the hammer to go and hold an alchemist's fire, so that if you
Ooh.
were to make sufficient contact with the source, it would shatter the vial at the same time.
Okay, yeah, I remember us talking about that. This would have been a fairly simple task. And it's a fairly simple attachment that you're trying to create. It might be rudimentary, but I
It's
would
very
allow you to
simple,
be able
yeah.
to kind of create that attachment on there for it. I know we were talking about that because it's always been a qualm of mine. I think yours as well. Alchemist Fire
Yeah.
is kind of useless for how much it costs.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to find ways to use it more. So, yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Maybe maybe Onyx, you as a trained warrior and familiar with your own weapon, would have probably noticed the attachment on the side
Yes.
before he points it out. But he would mention, I tried to keep the weight or distribution roughly the same, but yes, over here, yes, I can see. Well, you could fit these little vials in this section here, and I'll produce the alchemist fire that I have, specifically designed for something like this, which, as you probably are aware, that on contact will ignite some certain surfaces.
Fancy.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Herbert. That is ingenious.
I want to make sure that I'm understanding right before it comes up in combat or something. Is it on the side of the hammer or on one of the striking points of the hammer?
I would probably say that it's it's on the side towards the striking side.
Okay. So this would probably be something, Onyx, if you went to use it, you'd probably have to almost strike a little bit to the side, so it'd probably lower the damage of your actual strike with the hammer, but you'd get the extra damage of the alchemist fire to give you a little bit extra and burning damage until he kind of implements it into the actual face of the hammer. Is it a 1d8 for your hammer?
Yes, unless I'm not using my shield. But usually I use it as a 1d8.
It's kind of almost like you're trying to do more of a dexterity strike than a strength strike. Because instead of swinging it hard, you're trying to swing it
Well, the idea was
accurately or something.
so that it would just be on the side, so it would basically just shatter and go forward with inertia.
Right.
Essentially.
Okay.
It's like in a tube type thing, and when I strike, it throws the vial forward and hits like a point where it explodes.
Okay.
It basically just uses the actual just force of just hitting something as hard as you can to.
Would he be able to choose when it goes off, or would it be just if he hit it, it would go
I
off?
would
It
say
would just the first swing.
So what I'll do is I'll have it that if you roll a d8 and get a 6 or above for damage, it will activate.
Okay.
Just as kind of a thing, and then is Alchemist Fire 1d6 or 1d4?
1d4.
I think it's 1d4
Yeah, I
fire
just
damage.
looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd allow 1d6 fire damage. To be honest. 1d4 is just that's such a small amount. Like it's not a huge difference. So we'll just do 1d6 for the alchemist fire because you're going to be hitting it and it's going to be a point blank blast of alchemist fire. I would imagine it would do more damage than if you were throwing it at someone.
Fair
For
enough.
it. So okay, so you now have alchemist fire. So you have now been thoroughly kind of exploring Valaki. You no longer have Pidlick the second with you. You have left him at the um, you've left him at the area at the Vistani camp.
Good riddance.
Is there anything that you guys would like to do before you leave the city of Valaki?
Don't think I have anything.
The only other point of interest would be the Blue Water Inn, I think, that we haven't visited yet, but we don't really have a good reason to go there immediately, so we might as well just check in with them after we fix their wine situation, because guess what? They're going to ask us to go get some wine.
Yep.
Okay. So, so you guys are kind of just heading out on the road.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else, so.
Okay.
Thank you, Herbert. This weapon still is mine, but the additions you did to it are favorable.
That was my only goal. But you're most welcome. If you can think of any other additions that you might wish to have, or something that you think would be tactically sound, let me know, and I'll see if I can make it work.
If I could have a trigger on it, so that I hold it forward and it shoots like metal projectiles.
Ah, yes. Yes, a firearm. I've heard of these things before.
Yes.
I have been formulating some ideas about that, although unfortunately with my blessing they're a bit too expensive in their construction to do magically, so I'd have to actually make one. But I would also have to figure out how to do it, so I'd probably need a couple of weeks.
It's okay. The others need to be retrofitted with their improved weapons anyways.
So,
Yes, well, who knows what the blessings of God may have for our future.
we are.
As we're walking, I'll also, because Herbert and I have been talking about the hammer, it'll be so, has Connarth said anything to you about his key?
Is key? No, not really.
He
Suppose I
mentioned
haven't
to
been
Graves
thinking
and
about it.
I that he speaks to his, and it talks back.
That's very concerning.
Onyx, meanwhile, I want a talking key.
Does yours talk to you?
No, I
I've heard
tried, but it refuses to talk to me. I don't
I guess I
know
haven't
if it's a
really thought about
conduit
it.
through our gods, and because of this cursed place, that maybe that's how our gods actually talk to us, or if it's something else. I don't know. Mike, he doesn't talk to me. And my god hasn't really talked to me lately.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I suppose I haven't heard Gon's voice, although I do feel his inspiration from time to time, I suppose. Does Akadi normally converse with you? Or do you haven't felt her presence here?
He used to talk to me, not necessarily frequently, but there were signs. I haven't seen any signs.
Hmm.
I'm
Well,
have you?
no signs could mean that you're already on the right path.
Maybe. But
But
anyways, Graves has been talking. I guess he said he was talking to his as well.
Graves is not talking to his.
No, he is talking to his key.
Oh, he is to his talking to his key. I see. Well, perhaps there's something to be learned from conversing with our keys. I have never tried that myself.
No. Onyx just yells ahead to the group. Conerith, Herbert hasn't talked to his key yet.
But I suppose there's. I mean, I'm curious nonetheless. It did show up after I was felled. So, suppose it's probably something I should deal with. But, there's just so much else going on, right?
Very true. And Onyx sighs and becomes a little more somber. And very,
Onyx,
very true.
can you roll me 2 checks? A religious check, and then a perception check at advantage.
Both at just the perception at advantage.
Just the perception at advantage.
Well, I'm already great with religion. Straight in the middle of the road. Fantastic.
Okay. Let's see here.
It did come up in the chat thing, right?
Yep, I was pulling up.
Yeah.
Yep, a 10.
Okay.
Okay, so middle of the road. Do you have? Does it have a bonus on it? I don't know if it's adding
No,
automatically.
it's a 0. It's just a flat roll.
So
my
and then
perception.
a 22. Okay, cool. So, after you're talking with Herbert for a bit, you're kind of feeling a little bit discouraged and flustered, and you start looking around, and you've been looking around for a sign of Akadi for a while, and you suddenly hear from the second floor of a nearby building, you see it open up, and there's a woman that walks out, and she has what appears to be a blue towel or blanket of some kind, and she starts shaking it out the window, and it looks like it's covered in flour. As you're watching, she hangs it over the side of the building, and there's a splotch of white flour remaining on the blue towel in the shape of a cloud.
Okay. Onyx smiles, kind of bows his head in acknowledgement, and just kind of has a pep in his step and just kind of keeps going. But kind of falls silent.
That being said, you guys are able to you travel through the village from the do you say bye to anyone or talk to anyone before you leave specifically?
Well, we gotta say bye to Mirabelle.
Mirabelle's still on your shoulder.
Oh, okay. I thought
She has not left.
Yeah, that's right. She hasn't left. Okay. I was thinking she was hanging around the Blue Water Inn.
No, that's where she had rejoined you, was when she was hanging around the Blue Water Inn. But you went to the Vistani camp, and then she kind of has been keeping with you. You've been kind of, every so often, she kind of repeats words that you say. Like, she's the, like you're a rapper, and like she's your hype man.
Hype man.
But yeah, she is kind of learning speech somewhat as you're going along.
Like, yeah, I'm certainly curious about that. Curious.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly the type of thing that's happening. So if you guys aren't reaching out to anyone specifically, you go to leave. You probably the guards would ask likely where you guys were going. Would you be forthcoming with that you're going to the Wizard of Wines or going to Kresk, or would you kind of try to keep it on the down low of where you're going?
Uh,
Let the face answer that.
That's Graves, right? Is he the
uh,
face?
I think I'm the one with a positive charisma.
No one's a face. It just
Uh,
everyone's just
Graves has
not.
been specking into it. Shit. What's he gonna tell them? So the guy's asking us where we're going. Then you said.
Yeah, they're gonna
Oh,
ask.
Yeah, they're gonna ask their not more so like uh you guys just left, went to the Vistani camp, came back, and then are immediately leaving again. So like back out to the Vistani camp?
no, sorry. We're making a trip to Kresk.
Hmm. Well, travel safe. The aren't always the safest from here to there, but
Oh, we sure intend to, at least.
um and they wouldn't try to slow you guys down at all. They'd be perfectly fine with you guys trying to leave the town because outsiders usually bring trouble um, along with it. As you're leaving, they're like, all will be well, and you guys leave Valaki behind, traveling along the road um, as you are going. Now, um, if you guys are traveling along the road at a normal pace, um, there's really not too much to see around these parts. You can, the mist is still hanging above you, still blocking out the sun from the day-to-day life. You can see mountains in the distance somewhat now that it's somewhat daytime, and there is still mist gathering around the ground. But the road is much easier to follow than when you had originally entered into Barovia, when there were wolves on the outside of everywhere you were going, and you couldn't see more than like 6 to 10 feet away from you as you were traveling through. The next mile marker that you guys would have been told about would be the Luna River Crossroads. This would have been described to you as the crossroads of four major roads, branching northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. Um, for it, you would know that this would kind of be the point that you could split off, whether you wanted to go to Lake Baratok, to Valaki, um, to Valaki and Ravenloft, uh, and then also to uh, Kresk, the Kresk and the Solenka Pass. Those would have been the locations that would have been mentioned around these crossroads. You haven't really heard anything further than that, um, but as you are approaching, you do see some of the roads kind of converging into this crossroads up ahead. While it is misty, um, you have been able to see ahead. Now, you have been able to see further ahead than you would have previously been able to within the Valley of Barovia. I'm going to pull us over to here.
Ooh, a map.
New map. New map.
It's
New
actually
map.
going to be an
Something to kill.
yeah. So it's actually kind of an old map. Let me double check that I have the direction correct on here for where you guys are entering here. Okay. I'm not bringing you guys in quite yet because I'm getting your character tokens set up.
Of course.
I do really like that Tailspire has a compass in the bottom right.
Mm.
Because it really helps in these situations where it's like, oh, like Lake Baratok is to the northwest, and you're like, oh, okay, thanks. see.
Thanks.
So you said Lake Baratok, Kresk, Balaki, and where else?
Let me pull it up really quick.
Thought I heard a name I hadn't heard before.
Yeah.
The Selenka Pass probably was the one you guys hadn't heard before. So there was Lake Baratok, Kresk and Selenka Pass.
Okay.
Oh.
And then Balaki.
Lake Baratok, Valaki, and Ravenloft. And then there is those are the 4 places that you had heard about going from there. Was Kresk, Selenka Pass to the southwest, Lake Baratok to the northwest, and Valaki and Ravenloft to the northeast. You hadn't heard of another location going from there.
Okay, so one of the paths is just unknown where it leads.
Correct.
Okay.
You did not miss one. There
Okay.
was a I know you're usually pretty good with your note taking, so yes, so you did not miss one there. Okay. So I'm going to bring you guys over. Let me just put in a hide volume.
I'll hide your volume. What does that even mean? Who knows?
With comedy.
No, they made it so that you can kind of okay.
Excuse me.
There we go. That is why it was. Okay, so I am bringing you guys over now. Apologies for that. Okay.
Fancy smancy.
Oh, we've been here before.
Oh yeah, this is where we fought the wolves.
Yeah, now I'm using the same map from there, but this is a distinctly different location, and you would be
Okay.
aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is. I was actually going to say, actually, it's an old map, for it, because this is where you guys had encountered the black carriage,
Yeah.
for
But-
the map. But
and we're like-
this is not the same location. Castle Ravenloft is on the opposite side of Valaki from
It's-
where you had approached to here.
It's where Onyx, I think, is the one who died here.
No, I died.
It was you, right?
There was 2 people actually that died here.
Oh, really?
I believe so, because I believe 2 people. Oh wait, no, it might have been just one.
Yeah,
2
there's
people
two.
died at the death house.
Yeah, both Graves and Conair died at the death house.
Hmm So, you guys are walking forward. Who is leading the way? And stop once you get here.
Whoa,
Whoever
where
it
did my
is.
mouse go?
Not
I
you.
don't
two.
know what's happening.
Oh,
We're
you're
way
up.
above. Yeah.
Yeah, my mouse has completely gone haywire. There
Oh,
it is.
that was
Okay.
kind of what happened to me. Do you need me to move your token?
Yeah, I pretty much have like no control on Tailspire right now. I can rotate the map and such, but that's about it. And it's
Your
very-
token disappeared,
He's probably off in the mist.
and I can't add a new one.
What?
Is this the subtle way that Graves disappeared?
Graves got eaten by the mist.
Guess what, guys? I'm leaving the campaign. Yeah, that's super weird. I might restart my Tailspire.
Hey, I found you.
Yeah, just run it
Where?
vanilla.
Yeah, I'm gonna restart my Tailspire, run it vanilla. Yeah.
Wherever that red laser went.
Can you fire it again?
Oh, nope. Well, I can't.
Here, N. No, N. Is it N? Not M.
M.
M?
And
No.
this is the measuring thing.
I'm not finding the little circle of light.
Oh, it's
Oh, the spotlight thing? I don't know how to do that.
Magic missile.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
He's probably just below the mist level.
All right, I'm
it
back
takes
in.
forever for
No,
it to get there.
I'm holding tab and I'm not seeing him.
What the heck?
No, I think he's like way above.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems to me.
If you click on his portrait,
Oh, that's a good way.
He's
to
in
do
the
it.
stars.
yeah, he's just like
Yeah, like I
gone.
can't even get myself up to that high. Can you like delete the token?
That's
It took
fine.
so
See?
long for the laser to hit him. Dude.
I know. That's what I was trying to do, and I'm like, even a magic missile, like it just takes forever.
Yeah, I can't even see my own token. It'll bring me to there. Oh, I see
Up
it.
there.
I
Oh,
killed
gone
the
now.
creature.
Yes.
Oh,
Kill it
I'm
dead.
trying to attack
This is I'm trying to attack Graves. There.
Let me see.
I'm trying to attack now too, even though I have no token.
Okay. And reveal.
Hey.
Hey, Graves is back. Hooah!
I don't know
Bam.
what the heck happened there. Anyways,
That
who
was-
is leading the way?
Graves.
Graves just took a quick trip to the astral plane.
Yeah. I mean, Graves has nothing against leading the way if no one else wants to.
From the way the
Go with the
prior
light.
conversation was framed, I think Herbert and Onyx were
Lagging
probably paired up walking behind, and
Yeah,
I imagine
and, like,
Quinarith and
Graves are paired
Graves
up in
were
the
paired
front.
up walking in the front,
If you could
Yeah.
stop here.
assuming the path is wide enough for us to do so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be.
Side by side makes more sense to me as well.
So, as you
That-
guys are approaching, the road comes to an X intersection with branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The lower, you see ahead of you the lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrust upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby. Very quickly, though, this torn apart sign is kind of the least of your worries. As you look ahead, you see
A
the
wolf?
fresh corpse of an enormous wolf, easily the size of an elk. It lies
Ooh.
splayed across the center of the road. Its sides and face have been pierced with hundreds of needle-like thorns,
Oh.
and a pool of blood gathered beneath it. Gathering beneath its well-muscled neck. Suddenly, a flurry of black feathers erupts from the trees to the north as a flock of ravens take to the skies not 100 yards from the edge of the road, their panicked cries echoing in the chill air. From the thicket beneath them, you hear the rhythmic and unmistakable sound of numerous inhuman footsteps, and can make the outline of a horde of shambling, thorn shadows in the dim light. Figures which appear to be approaching a bend in the road a short ways ahead of your position don't seem to have noticed you yet, but their silhouettes grow closer with each passing second.
I would like to hide.
You can certainly try. I will need you to roll stealth checks, though.
Yeah, I'm a rogue now. Oh, I don't have any training in stealth.
Do
though.
you have medium armor?
Yes, this Graves' new armor because he took that new one. Change shirt. Stealth normal.
Okay. Does anyone have disadvantage on stealth?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Herbert does.
So yeah, unfortunately, even though I am a rogue now, I don't have I'm not trained in stealth, so that's a 9 from Graves.
Okay.
9 from Onyx.
As Graves is like, and like jumps over into these bushes and like ducks down.
These 2 die are my disadvantage die. So there goes my natural 20. They were both at
Oh
3,
no.
and that's flat because I got a 0.
Do I have any spells that are useful right now?
I cast Fireball, and then I realize I don't know Fireball.
So pass without trace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. If of his time, Graves will also throw a false life on himself. Be like, oh shit.
Just play dead.
Play dead. Yeah, he's like kneeling down in the bushes, trying to hide, not doing a good job. Taps himself for some extra false life. How much does false life give me? 1d4 plus 4. Nice, 7.
Ooh, hey. I got 14 with disadvantage.
Nice.
And no bonus.
Nice.
You have to understand, when you put the wolf token on its side, it looks like it's trying to bury its head in the sand.
Yeah, it wasn't really like a good dead wolf token.
So I was just
But-
laughing my ass off.
Just burying its head in the
Yeah,
sand. Like,
it's just like,
see
nope.
no evil, know no evil.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, are these the same things that, like, the druid was wearing last time?
Oh shit, there's tokens for them. I didn't even see them.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that does
Yes.
not look good.
Herbert has learned fluency, apparently.
actually, each one of you guys can roll me either an Arcana or a Nature check.
Let me see what I got. I am trained in Arcana. Not like good at it, but I'm trained in it. Oh,
Pretty much the only one that got above a 10
Ooh.
would have been that would have been Conerith, correct?
Sorry, you said
For the-
nature or arcana?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got above a 10.
I just got a 21 on Arcana.
Okay.
Got a nat 1.
I rolled in D&D Beyond by mistake, and I got a nat 20. So, but I got a 19 in game. So,
Yeah.
22 for arcana.
Okay.
Gosh, trying to.
My grape also draws his dagger. Just so we're clear, he is kneeling unsuccessfully, I imagine, down in the bushes, casts a spell, and then like draws his dagger. It's like, I'm hidden, everyone. I am the rogue.
So, with all of those being said,
Yeah, I'm behind the tree with my hammer sticking
Okay.
out the side of it.
Onyx, okay, so everyone but Conerith, you feel like you're able to effectively hide. Everyone else kind of like scrambles to the side.
Even with my 3?
For it, you're like, what?
Well, we think we're hidden.
Like
Say-
you think
or-
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
we like think we had. Conerith is the one that is like he's able to move to the side. He's quiet.
Shadows.
Yes, he's kind of like, okay, I know how to work with the shadows. I'm Twilight, all of that. Now complete opposite for the Arcana check or Nature
Yeah.
check. Conerith, you see these things, or I have no idea what those are. They look like walking trees of some kind, and same with you, Onyx. You're just kind of you're unsure what they are. Now, Herbert and Graves, both of you would recognize these creatures as a creature that would be often summoned by druids, and you would know it to be called a needle blight.
I love the fact that Garion is unfamiliar with that too, and I know a lot of different monsters.
Needle
Oh
blight.
no.
It sounds awful.
As you are
I love
walking, you
it.
see there's about 10 of them.
Oh
And-
shit!
They are. I'm going to remove this wolf so I don't keep moving it as well.
Yeah.
But there's a dead
fire
wolf on the
things?
ground that's really big. But it's okay. He was a real baddie. So they are immediately traveling, making sure I have the right direction. Let's
I'm not
see.
actually attacking it. I just hit that by
They
accident.
are traveling down to the southwest section of it as you're going. As they are walking, one guy over here glances over towards Onyx. There we go. He does a
Do we-
series of clicking noises. He's just
Chris completely
And-
cut out those clicks.
Chris
So that
was
made
like,
it even
"No,
better.
That's not a human sound.
fires. All of a sudden, he reaches his hand out, and you hear a shick sound as what looks like almost like a porcupine needle lands about 3 inches above your head, I need you to all roll initiative.
Yeah, first fight in like
Boy.
6 or 7 real world months.
Well, I'm rolling hot
Okay.
today.
Plus
I'll take
2.
these up in
Turn-based mode.
Let's go.
Oh
14.
man, I haven't.
12.
Okay.
I don't know if we've had a combat since we leveled up last. So last combat was with the
what
wolves.
level are you guys right now? 4?
Yeah, we
Four.
definitely haven't. Because I got
Yeah.
something I would have used and I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
like last
still
time
four.
Graves pulled out a dagger because I was like, I'm going to take Rogue, but I didn't actually have Rogue yet. The last fight was the against the wolves, the werewolves,
I'm trying to remember how to add people.
which was in like
to
April.
Turn-based mode.
I love me some good old combat. I like RP2, but I also love some good combat.
I mean, D&D is inherently a battle RPG. by
Exactly.
design.
I see Herbert's 23 Arcana check.
Oh yeah, that's when I crit
Mhm.
in D&D Beyond. But I got a 22 in Tailspire.
There we go.
So same
Okay.
difference.
Where even is Onyx? He said he was the one that got attacked.
I'm behind a tree over here.
Oh, he's way in the back. I see him. They didn't notice Graves in the front. They noticed Onyx way back there.
Yeah, Onyx had specifically mentioned like, oh, his hammer's like out from behind the thing.
I rolled poorly
So that's
on
why I
my
kind of picked
stealth.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
good.
Herbert's on the top of these boulders, just trying to like hunker down and look like more boulder, but he's got a top hat on. So
Okay, no
Kind of
joke.
obvious.
Where the heck is Konarth? Oh, there he is.
He's
He was like
hiding really
hiding in
well.
there. Like it was like I couldn't find him. I was like,
Did you
Yeah.
see his
Hey.
stealth roll? I mean,
Yeah, he's the one with the good stealth roll.
okay, let me. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, I need to do.
That's a lot of d20s.
I assume it's all of supposed to be all of their initiatives and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
77 initiative.
Yeah.
Who had the lowest initiative with you guys?
What did everyone have? I had 14.
Or highest initiative, I guess, would probably be a bit easier.
I had an 18.
I
Okay,
rolled,
so
so
Herbert moving up to the front. You had a 12, Onyx?
yep, both me and Kunerith had 12s.
I had 17.
Or not Kunerith, Graves. Sorry.
I rolled 12 and I have a +2 for a 14.
You got a 17,
Okay.
Konarth?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had an 18, 17,
14.
14.
Oh. I go last. I kind of got a little spooked by the needles coming at my head, apparently.
Okay, cool. That's actually a really easy turn order. Okay. So, Herbert, you are top of the...
Oh no.
So let me get it back to you. There we go.
What's that? You took
It
a
is.
level of wizard and you have fireball?
Not yet.
Oh, are you able to control your character, Herbert?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Herbert doesn't usually like to go first. He's more of a support character.
Now Konareth is also there. I am going to allow you guys, as long as you're next to each other in initiative order. I mean, we can call it Baldur's Gate rules, that you guys can choose between the two. Because I really like that idea that if you have if you're next to each other in initiative, that you can kind of intermix your turns. I will allow for that.
Okay, so I mean, Konereth is usually gets in the fray, so I guess maybe would you? I'll ask Cole, the player. Would you be interested in a magic weapon, sir? It's a
Yes, I
+1.
would. Yeah,
All right. Well,
no
then
problem with it.
I'm going to run up and tap you with my bonus action and cast magic weapon on your hammer. So it basically counts as a magic weapon at this point, and so +1 to attack and damage rolls.
Nice.
That's my bonus action, and I think my action will be to try to necrotize these plant things. Whichever
Needle
one
blights.
fired at.
The
Yep,
one that fired would have been this one here.
right there. Well, I'm gonna pull out a bell and try to toll the dead on him. I know he hasn't taken any damage, so it's only a D8, but he's got to beat a 12 Wisdom save.
He has to be a 12 Wisdom save.
Yep.
Let me see if this will let me roll in here. Will it? Did it roll? Or no?
Be really disappointed if he saves.
Okay, it does not. Okay. So let me roll a... That's a 10 for
Oh.
Wisdom.
Well, he takes 7 necrotic damage then.
7 necrotic damage? Okay. So let me... Oh, cool. I forgot that they have HP tracking in this. And I was like, oh crap, like this is a tough one to do. So 7 damage. There we go.
And that will end my turn. So
Okay.
I've used all my movement pretty much.
Okay, yeah. So feel free to hit the end turn. If it runs into any issues with ending the turn, feel free to let me know and I can go from there. Konarth, you now have a magic weapon. What are you going to be doing here?
I'm just trying to read up on all my combat things.
Oh, because it's been a while since we've done combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I've never actually used sneak
What?
attack in 5e. What are all the rules for it?
Ooh, what do you do?
Oh, what do you do?
You guys just weren't expecting a combat. You're like,
No, I was not.
we don't fight in this campaign.
Yeah. It's been 6 months.
Strahd forgotten about us.
You guys were in Vallaki for a while, and there's different things, but not combat much.
Yeah, no random, fight like encounters.
Caterpie.
It's a Pikachu.
Okay.
I almost, when I was setting their health, I accidentally typed it too much. I switched it to a 3-digit health on there. Dude, if these all had 3 digits, like it just GG.
It's over.
Like,
Yeah.
Over.
we just gotta run. That's it.
Yeah.
We can take him, guys.
It's like you just wind up and you crit on him for like 25 damage, and he's like shrugs it off, and you're like, "There's 10 of these guys."
I am hidden, right? As far as I know.
Yes, currently, to your knowledge, you are hidden.
All right. Well, I should at least take advantage of the advantage I'd get from that. I'd assume walking toward how many of them? 1, 2, 3,
You would
4, 5,
count
6,
10.
7, 8, 9, 10. With 10 perception checks, probably one of them's going to see me and I'd lose that. So I'm going to. This will be the first time that you would see this happen. Konaris going to lean out from around the tree, extend his hand toward the direction of one of the needle blights, and his arm is going to light up with a very kind of like heavy purple fire. Heavy, like it's almost like viscous, like dropping off of his hand, crackling purple fire, and it launches from his hand toward one of them. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Do it, Warlock. Do it. Do the thing.
One is bloodied, and you would be able to see that.
Alright. Yeah, may as well call their numbers, one less turn to be taken. Do that.
Okay.
Attack. 1d
I need to get their AC and stuff up.
plus 2. I think is what I get. Yes. $17.
That hits.
Don't you add your wisdom to that attack roll?
That was to the attack roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, you
we're
would.
spellcasting.
It's a hit either way.
Yeah, spellcasting. You use your spellcasting modifier for
No,
attack
it's
rolls.
just in here. It just said +2 to hit.
It's probably because it doesn't.
It's
not
only doing
reading-
proficiency.
It's D&D
Oh, right,
Beyond
'cause I'm-
automatically.
Yeah, because it thinks that it should be charisma.
Right. But if
Right,
we're
right,
using
right.
wisdom instead,
So it hit either way, but normally I would
Yeah.
have my wisdom modifier added to that.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So it definitely
Okay.
hits.
So normally it'd be +5.
Roll damage.
And damage is just 1d10. Straight. Good roll? Not a good roll.
No, it's still damage.
5 damage.
2.
Yeah.
2. Oh, 2 damage. Okay, so you shoot out this blast of eldritch energy, and it hits this needle blight in the chest. You see scattering of wood chips and the porcupine-like needles flying off of its body. It is still standing. It doesn't look like it's in pain, but it looks like it's lost a lot of its mass.
Down, put it down.
All right, is that
And-
the end of your turn?
Going to bonus action cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. There we go. The needle blight here turns. It saw the eldritch blast come forward. It's going to run forward. Check. Does it measure distance, or do we have to manually?
You have to manually do that.
if you press or click on the little measuring tool and then select the token or the person icon, it will measure when you pick up the token.
Okay, cool. I thought there was a way to measure it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is going to run forward. Where the heck? Okay, movement speed of 30. Okay. It runs forward. It's going to see right away. It was originally kind of looking at Konarth, but as it's running forward, it immediately sees Graves. It
Yep.
brings up its hand. It's going to shoot some of those needles out again, and that is going to be a 5 to hit.
That's not gonna do it, Chief.
Okay, so that is the end of its turn.
Suck it. Can't hit me. I'm too stealthy.
Thank you for pointing out the measurement of that because I knew there was something for it. It's going to do the same thing, attack, and that one is that's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Grace thinks it is still just shooting at Konair. Doesn't realize that it knows he's here until this one actually hits him. He's like, oh shit.
That one, it stabs, so it shoots out those needles. They stab into your left shoulder. They deal 7 points of piercing damage. And it kind of goes right through your chainmail because they're so thin. It doesn't really help block it.
Yeah, but it doesn't quite pierce my actual skin as it only did exactly my temporary hit points.
So yeah, you feel like you're a bit more exposed now as going along.
Yep.
And with that, it actually is your turn. Onyx, you are on deck.
Graves actually might let Onyx go first since we're right next to each other, because if he's guessing Onyx might go into melee, and if he does that, I can get my sneak attack without having to hide.
All right, I switch it to Onyx so that you could move. Do you need to measure?
Nope, I got it. Maybe. There we go.
The Illuminati.
I'm not gonna be able to get there this turn.
No worries.
Nah.
So, on this guy, I am going to cast Sacred Flame, so it needs to do a Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw, okay. That is going to be a 14 to save.
It saves.
Okay, so you kind of you see the light radiance appear on him, and then it kind of fizzles out. It doesn't quite do anything. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, Graves sees Onyx is on his way. So Graves is going to bonus action spiritual weapon. So it's kind of behind this guy right here. Kind of like this little poof of like dark, like bluish, blackish energy kind of appears. And it kind of like slowly kind of takes form, and it's kind of like almost like kind of like flickering between the form of a lantern and that of a dagger, and kind of swapping between them. And then it gets to attack, so it will do that. It's gonna be +5.
Is that where you wanted it? By the way, was here.
Yeah, just attacking either of those guys. I don't really care which one. But yeah, so it's a
kind of
19
behind them.
to hit. Yeah, 19 to hit.
Okay, a 19 hits.
Yeah, and that's how much damage? D8 +3.
D8 +3.
Ooh, yeah, 11
Which
damage.
one were you attacking?
Let's go with this one over here on the left. If you're looking towards it. Great. So then gonna use his move action to run over behind this tree.
How much was it? Sorry.
11 damage.
So, how do you want to do this?
Nice. So it's kind of flickering between like this lantern and a dagger, and like it looks like it's like almost like looks like someone's like swinging a lantern at it, and then the last second flickers and just changes to that of a dagger, and just like stabs straight into the back of this thing's head.
Awesome.
And then Graves is gonna run over behind this tree. It's only like 15 feet, and I'm gonna use my action to attempt to hide.
All right. So as your spiritual weapon kind of breaks that apart, it shatters almost into kindling. You kind of are reminded of when you're splitting wood for how it shatters apart, and there are little bits of wood and needles all across the ground.
Nice.
Is that the end of your turn, Graves?
Yeah, that's a. I'm gonna use because why not? I have it a few times per day. I'm gonna use knowledge from a past life on my
Okay.
stealth check. So I run behind this tree, duck down behind it so they can't see me, and I get a 25 total stealth.
25 total south, and you were using knowledge of a past life.
Yeah, I was a natural 20, but I'm like, you know what? I can use this multiple times a day, and I don't that often, so I'm gonna use it.
So you suddenly get a flash as you are running behind this tree. Um, of you get a glimpse of another forest scene, one that you haven't seen before, and it's obviously a very different forest from this one. And what's strange to you is you are actually much closer to the ground than you normally would be for your vision. Looking around, you are hiding behind a tree and you glance out from around it and you see that there are a group of children and they are frantically searching other parts of the forest for you.
Good
You
old hide
kind
and
of
seek.
chuckle to yourself and then you suddenly are back in the village, in the Valley of Barovia.
Nice. I played hide and go seek as a kid, guys.
In a
I've
past
learned
life.
I've learned so much about my past life now.
So, Onyx already had gone. So we have I have the right one. Yep.
No time
Okay.
for all the trees.
This thing is, I think that was 30 feet, was it?
I wasn't
Ah,
looking
I was also not
close
looking.
enough.
this was here. There we go. Okay. This thing runs forward. The spiritual weapon can be attacked. It's not ethereal, correct?
It's not targetable.
No.
It's not targetable. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to kind of initially kind of go to push its hand through it. Notices it can't do anything, and it's going to bring its arm up. It's going to shoot more needles at Onyx. And that is an 11 to hit.
That misses.
Okay, that's the end of that one's turn. They are getting established. Alright, this one is unable to get there. Onyx, you are kind of sitting there, bathed in light. It's going to also fire needles at you. That one's a 15 to hit.
That also misses.
Ooh. So you are kind of sitting there, and these needles hit like your shoulder, and they just glance off your metal shoulder, and they aren't even affecting you. You can tell that these things are, um, in large numbers, can be an issue, but you don't think you'd have much issue with them on their own. And this one, as it runs forward, you're going to see it raise its hand again, and it's going to fire another group of darts. However, this time, rather than going to uh, Onyx, they fire at Herbert, and that's a 15 to hit.
That misses.
All right, Herbert, you hear some whizzing as the needles go over your ears. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of treants here. Or the, not treants, but the needle blights. Okay. Boom. Another one at Herbert. This one's 17 to hit.
17 misses.
What is your guys' AC?
I'm an
Jeez.
armorer. I have a 19.
Okay. Dude. Onyx again. Okay, that one's hits.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm 23 to hit,
I
and it was a nat
mean,
20.
That's
So,
great.
I want to use my interception on me, but I can't because it has to be for
Wait.
people other than me.
So it crit on that, so it deals 8 plus 12, which would be 20 damage, and then plus 1 for the piercing. So it does 21 piercing damage to
Holy
you.
fuck.
So you are sitting there, you're not too worried about these little needles that have been glancing off of you, and all of a sudden this other one runs forward and it just shoots it, and it goes right into your mouth and hits you in the back of the throat. As you're going, and you're just like and it hurts really bad that you're like you're
It's all in
surprised
his
by it. You
ears.
now don't want to underestimate these things for sure. Let's see, this one has not attacked yet.
Really good some-
It's a
2d6 normally?
2d6 and then it crit.
46. So yeah, it becomes 46 plus stuff. So
Well, and then the 2d6 are maxed out because of the crit.
I thought I thought it
Right.
was 1d6. Because I saw the 2 roll, so I'm like, oh, okay, 2d6.
No, it's 2d6 piercing damage.
Oh,
2d6
shit.
plus 1. So yeah, when it crit, that's
It
a lot
hurt.
of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Conerth still is pretty well hidden. But that's a 14 to hit towards Herbert.
Nope.
Another one, and this one. Let me double check. Alright, this one runs forward and he fires at Conerth. He's the one that was able to kind of keep track of him as we're going along, and that is a 19 to hit.
That's a miss.
Boy,
It's a miss.
that's a
Okay.
miss. That's
You guys all have like 20 plus
That's
AC.
funny.
With, I just put Shield of Faith on, so with my Shield and Shield of Faith, I have 20
Oh.
AC right now.
Oh, nice. And then this one runs forward. It's going to shoot at the most obvious target, which is Onyx. And then Herbert, it's going to be your turn. You guys can go on the counter offensive. That is a 6 to hit, which does not hit your AC. Let me clear all these dice rules. And Herbert, it's your turn. Now back
boy.
all the way around from the beginning of initiative to Herbert.
I think, is the guy that I hit originally still up?
Yes, he is. He is.
Do you have
course.
any? Does
Yeah,
anyone
right.
have any way to increase movement speed?
not prepared at least. I don't know if clerics
Any, like
do.
haste or anything?
Not
Oh, okay.
really.
The
Haste
guy
is third
that
level, so
actually is he still up? I'm not finding.
I mean, at next level up, if I take another rogue
Oh,
level, I'll get my
okay.
cunning action and I can bonus action dash. But
Yeah, there should be.
Thought it was this guy.
Is it?
Maybe. I don't know. Could be wrong.
I'm looking
there
because
anyone
he was
damaged?
bloodied, right?
Yeah, it was. We did like 9 damage to it or
Because
something.
wait, okay, yeah, it is this one here. I was thinking, I'm like, no, this is the one that Graves attacked, but Graves 100 to 0'd.
yeah,
one he
I
attacked.
took one out.
So okay, yeah, so it is this one that's bloodied.
Well, I'm gonna toll a bell for him and try
Okay.
to cast Toll the Dead on him.
What save is that again?
It's a Wisdom save.
The 13 to save.
That saves, so I do nothing, unfortunately.
Okay, it's not one of those ones that does partial damage if you.
Yeah.
Save.
No,
Okay.
cantrips often.
Yep.
Like
All or
that.
nothing.
Yeah.
Man, I did
I think
not
someone's
bring-
measuring for an AOE effect.
I didn't bring a
What?
good
No.
spell list for this. I don't have any. I don't think I have any bonus actions that are really anything I can do right now. So,
Oh, 10-foot radius.
Yeah, I set it as a
Onyx-
marker so that if you want to move it, you can.
Onyx is pretty
It's not
heavily
letting me
damaged,
move it
right?
now.
Like he's Onyx, you got messed up, right? With that crit.
I did.
I'm gonna give you a healing word.
Okay. I can't move it because that's the wrong size. You just want to get rid of it.
Okay.
All right,
What
let's see how
size do
long
you
this
need?
D4 takes to.
20.
Ooh, nice. You heal for 6.
I like
And I'll say,
heals.
buck up, champ. You got this. And then I'm noticing that these things seem to potentially shatter or explode when they die. At least that's the way it seems to be described.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll just say to everyone, please be very careful and maybe try to take them down at range if possible. It's dangerous to be around them.
Dangerous
Yeah,
to
when
go
the
alone.
one
I have a theory.
exploded, did it damage the one that was next to it, or because there was
Not that
another one within 5 feet of it?
you did not see that happen.
Okay. Well, so either they're unaffected or it doesn't actually do any damage. So, but that's Herbert's theory anyway. So he's going to shout that out to everybody.
Alex, you're just scared of the Leshen still from the other game.
Benarth, it is your turn.
Getting right in there.
Okay.
Going
Still
right
on
up
the
there.
outside.
And I am going to cast Channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary.
Ooh.
So 30-foot radius from me, which should have everyone in there.
Oh yeah.
When you end your turn, you get to roll for 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points every time your turn ends.
Nice.
Wow. Nice.
Which is my action, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for myself. Give myself 6 temporary hit points.
That is very nice.
Gunnareth readies his shield because he knows he is the most obvious target.
There's another one. We need to retreat. That's what they're thinking, right, DM?
So, Gunnareth, is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that is the end of my turn. That's my movement and my action.
The one directly ahead of you is actually the next one to go. So he's going to immediately bring both arms above his head, and he's going to smash kind of down on top of your head for that. So let me... Bam.
Oh, good.
A 6. A 6 to hit.
That'll do it.
Not quite.
Okay. So he kind of pulls forward. You have your shield out, right?
Yeah.
So you're able to kind of hold your shield
He's
up.
ready.
He scratches out the top of it. And that is the end of its turn. Graves, it is your turn along with your spiritual weapon. And Onyx, it is your next turn. Before any of the blights can go.
Yeah. One question that will determine exactly how I do it. Do I have to spend another bonus action to attack with my spiritual weapon, or just to change target, or like move it or whatever?
I believe it's a bonus action for it to attack again. Let me double check the wording of it, though.
Yeah, as a bonus
spiritual
action,
weapon.
you can move the weapon and attack.
Okay. So I assume I still have to spend the bonus action to attack then. Alright. In that case, the spiritual weapon will smack this guy right in the middle, we'll say. As it kind of like... It kind of looks like it embedded itself as a dagger in the back of the head of one of them. And then it almost looks like someone someone pulls a dagger out, like flicks it, and then tries to stab it into the head of this other one. And that's going to be a 19 plus
That hits.
5. So, yep. For a D8 plus 3. Only 4. But you know, that's all right. How
It's
far do I
alright.
need?
Okay.
Not too far. All right, Graves is going to move up to the edge here. He starts to rush forward slightly. he does, he takes a dagger from his hand and he flicks it at the one next to Conera. I assume since I ran out, I probably don't have advantage anymore, though, correct? They probably spot me first.
That's correct. I have to pause for a moment, guys. Tomlin's calling me.
Okay.
Hey.
Guys, please do not walk into the circle.
That is why I'm staying a little bit back.
Yes, sir.
Waving my dice in the air, waiting for Rain to come back. I could have had advantage, but I was like, it might be better to mitigate some of the damage when I'm still at full health. And I still get sneak attack, so.
I'm pretty sure if I can't take out the whole group, I will take out a chunk of them.
Nice.
I have something planned for my next turn that will hopefully take out the majority of them, if not a lot of them too. Whatever's left, I guess.
Mine just uses one spell and my channel divinity.
Oh.
Nice.
I know what you're going to do. Is it Thunderwave?
No.
Oh.
Shatter.
Ah. Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Because my channel divinity, as a Tempest cleric, I can do max damage for thunder.
Yep.
So I don't even have to roll, and it will do the max damage.
Yep.
What's the max?
I'm much more of a single target person now as a rogue.
It's 3d8, so it would be 24.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh,
Stop metagaming.
Not.
All right, here comes my die roll. I don't know where it went.
Oh no.
7 plus.
Wait, what was this a
5.
roll for? Oh gosh.
I'm throwing my
so
dagger.
confused.
Dagger
Oh,
at him.
that's right. Yes.
Oh, what's the
At the
numbers?
same one.
It's a, yeah, or the one next to Conera. It's a 12.
Okay. 12 to hit.
Yeah.
If it meets, it beats.
Yeah! All right, here comes the regular Damagio. That is a 3 plus 2, so that's 5 plus sneak attackaroo. For initial 2, so 7 points of damage.
There
The
we
one
go.
effect from there.
One nice thing with Tailspire, if you guys ever DM, and I mean, I don't know if you guys can adjust your own health of your own tokens. If you like right click, there's a little white dot next to the health, and you can grab it and drag down or drag up to add or subtract health, and it's so nice.
Nice.
For quickly adding and subtracting health. But that being said, you hit it and it does. There's like a solid thunk. The dagger is stuck in it now, so
Nice.
if you want it back, you're going to have to grab it.
I have a couple. So Graveshead pulls another dagger off his belt, and in his turn, and I gain 6 temp HP for there.
Okay.
That's it. End turn.
Perfect. Onyx, it is your turn. I left that AoE up. I assumed you
Yes.
wanted to try and get all of them in it.
Yes.
Um,
So I step
what
up,
is-
and I kind of oversee it. And being bolstered from the sign of my god earlier, I'm going to call forth the thunder clouds. And it starts like lowering down, and you hear this massive thunderclap as I cast Shatter.
Ooh, okay, Shatter. Okay.
And I use my channel divinity so that it's just max damage.
Ooh, okay. Let me pull
Yeah.
up Shatter, because that has... Shatter is...
3d8.
Okay, so they do not get disadvantage on the saving throw, because
Correct.
they are made of wood,
Correct.
which is an organic material.
Correct.
Let's see. Now...
It's a half damage.
Oh, it's 10-foot radius. Okay, I was like, why did you do 20 foot? Because it's 20-foot diameter.
Yes.
That makes more sense. Let's see. Because the way it measures here is... Wouldn't it be...
Oh, it would be 10 the way this works. Okay.
Okay, I want to double check, so...
Yeah.
Looks like you can hit
Because I'm like,
3.
that's a
Drink that.
strong spell, so let
Drink
me...
that.
He can
to get
still
the
hit
5.
like. Yeah.
These 5 should be included.
If
I'm used to
Yes.
thinking the circles on Roll20, so that's my bad.
These 5?
Yes.
Yep, yeah, it would be able to hit all those.
So-
That would be kind of the max that you could hit at any one
even
location.
at half damage, if they all succeeded, they're going to take half damage. So that would be 12 damage to each of them.
Which 11 took 1 from 100 to 0 earlier.
So I'm not even going to bother rolling if that's the case, because
Yeah.
that will kill all of them.
Okay.
So you have this thunderous clap. You do you have like a way that you describe like it doing the damage, or do you not really? Because I have an idea in my head, but if you have one, I'll let you use that.
No, if you got, I want to hear what you got, because
Oh,
mine would
I
just
am
be like
totally
this
picturing-
cloud that lowers down and then splits in half, and it sends a shockwave out, shattering everything in the shockwave.
So I see in my head a small cloud of like concentrated electricity kind of fall down from the sky in the middle of it, and it does a slight spark. And I have no way to describe. I don't usually like to use like media and stuff to describe a sound or anything like that, but makes the sound of the sonic bombs from the Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
As it goes off. Like that's just what I'm picturing in my head, and as it just like is complete silence, and then just like boom, and as it goes through, it just passes through the middle of these needle blights, and they just split in half and shatter. Konerith, while you are close to it, it doesn't appear that the needles are damaging. They just it's just splintered wood, and you do not take damage from it. And those 5 are dead.
Perfect.
Nice.
Which really shortens the initiative order, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Because you just took out half of them with a single spell. Well played.
And I will step up in between, close by these two. And there, done.
So,
I guess that was an okay turn.
that still only counts as 1.
Yep.
We are not doing XP based, so no worries about.
Onyx is already level 6, man. What?
Konerith, you are suddenly accosted. Bam. That is a 14 to hit. I don't believe that's successful.
Nope, my AC's still 20, so.
This one runs forward, and this one's going to actually run at Onyx. Onyx, you're going to be suddenly having a swipe attack go towards you. This one
I
does
don't like that.
23 to hit, or 22 to hit.
Of course it hits.
Alright. And
Why
it
can't you
does-
get the
don't forget
people
your-
around me? I'm the fighter that can protect and lower
Don't-
damage to anybody around me.
Don't forget your
It
10 health,
does.
Onyx.
Oh, yes.
1d6 plus 3.
Yeah, did you roll it? I will
Not
allow you
yet.
to roll it. Like,
Alright, so I got 7.
Nice.
7. Okay, it does 8 piercing damage to you.
Okay.
So you took 1 damage. Like you have like this like sheet, like this feeling of like magical shield, and then immediately gets shattered as this this blight runs up to you.
Like stagger and pat Konerith on the back. Thank you.
This one runs back. It shoots off a thing at Graves. That is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit Graves
Okay, Graves.
Graves is the one
does.
we need to target.
because I don't use a shield anymore.
I almost did d20s for the damage. I'm like, no, that's to attack.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's bull.
There we go.
Oh.
Ooh.
It does 13 points of piercing damage. It hits you kind of in the neck with piercing needles.
Ooh. That
And
goes
it
all the way
stings.
through my temp HP and does some actual damage. That being said, I still am at 26 hit points. So
You get 2 of that health back.
nice. I'm still at 28.
This one runs
No,
forward, and
3
it's
health
going
back.
to.
Sorry.
It's spraying at Herbert. It does 9 to hit.
No.
And Herbert, it is your turn. It is back around on the initiative order, much shorter that time as you guys are going along. These things attack they're pretty simple in their attacks, but they attack quickly.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of in range, I guess. I'm gonna run up and wade through all the dice. um, and I'm going to like pull like a little sort of rip cord that I've installed in a band around my wrist to activate my gloves, and I'm gonna try to hit the one closest here with a shocking grasp.
Okay.
But I'm going to have Bartholomew come with me and
your owl.
assist. My owl is here. And he is going to assist me, provide me with a help action while I attack.
Nice.
So I can attack with advantage.
I see Herbert pulling that, and all I can think of, Beyblade gauntlets, activate. See something spinning on the top top
Okay, so that's a 19.
Oh, at advantage. I was like, geez,
yeah.
35.
35 to hit. Yeah, I got a plus 1d20 to my roll. Anyway, yeah. So,
I need that weapon.
Yeah, that's the
what he
customization.
has.
So that's just 8. Oh, sorry. Damn it. Why did I do that? I always do that.
8 damage.
5 damage. 5. Wait, no, it's a D10 now. I forgot. It's a different spell. Cause
I now have Bartholomew saved as a
9.
creature.
9 damage.
Do 9 lightning damage to the guy right in front of Onyx here. Yes. It's like that. I just looked over at the Discord and reposted that.
That's the newest
so
character
9
in Genshin
lightning
Impact.
damage to this one. The one here.
Yep.
Yes. And he can't take reactions if it comes up.
Oh, okay.
Which it should, actually, because I'm going to just back up a little bit. And Bartholomew also doesn't take provoke.
So, you shock it with electricity. It kind of stiffens as you run away, and it's unable to attack you as you go. And none of the other ones are within range for an opportunity attack.
Nice.
So, and I now have Bartholomew saved as a unique creature, so if we ever need to add him in there, we can. I don't know if I spelled the name right. I feel like I spelled it wrong because it looks weird. So.
Perfect. That ends my turn.
Okay, Konerith, it is your turn.
All right.
And Graves, you are on deck. And
Perfect that
then
I got to
can't
heal
take reactions because Konerith is going to shift over here.
Oh, nice.
And so he's going to step in between those two twig blights. His feet will raise off the ground slightly as he kind of emanates a lot of darkness, and a whole bunch of tendrils, black inky tendrils, fling out from him. You can do Arms of Hadar.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Is that a save on their part?
That is... Yeah, strength save.
Strength save, okay.
Coming out to play.
So I'm doing the one on your left, and then the one on your right. So that's a 2. And then that one is first one was a 3, this one's a 14. So this one got a 14. Is that high enough?
I assume it's the same as the rest of us with the same wisdom, so it should be 13 DC, I believe.
Looks like it's just 10 strength, or at least that's what the app tells me.
It's assuming it's based off
Yeah.
of charisma.
But it's actually
so
your
same thing, wisdom. Right.
Yeah, so it should be 13.
Yeah. Calculation's usually going to be 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your whatever modifier.
Yeah, so it should be 13 right now.
Okay, so it would beat it slightly. What happens to the ones that fail versus succeed? That was a Hodar, you said? Arms of
Failed
Hodar?
save.
They get
Target takes
full darkness.
D6 damage. Which one succeeded?
The bubble one.
This one, the one in the bubble, yeah.
So I think that means that guy also can't take reactions.
Oh my word, yeah,
9
he can't.
damage.
On a successful save, creature takes half damage but suffers no other effect. So 9 damage, and it rounds up for the damage, right? For if it's halved.
It's halved, you
Yep.
usually round down.
Round down?
So it would
Okay.
be
Yeah.
4.
Right, because it's usually in the player's favor
Yeah.
to round down. So 9 damage. And this guy cannot take, the first guy could not take effects. And then 4 damage. Okay. Not knocking him down. I do wish there was more status effects
Then just on your ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if there was like a sick where it like gave him like even just like basic ones that to
It's like a
easily
little
mark them.
green skull or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
So,
symbiote.
There is a oh, is there symbiote?
Yes, there is.
What's it called?
Whoa.
I saw it as I was searching for it. What is it called? Status tracker?
Nice.
Oh. Sorry, I'm checking this out really quick. Status tracker. Oh, okay. So let me see if I add the selected creature.
It's only got one upvote.
Oof.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't know anything about it. I just saw the name as I was searching for the sound
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, okay. So what it does is it lets you add in creatures in there, and then you're able to add like status effects to those creatures. I feel like that would be useful if I had them named more so.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
right now I don't really have a good way to differentiate one blight from another.
Yeah.
But it looks like that could be
More so use it on
um,
like the bosses and such.
yeah, that looks like it could be useful down the road for sure. As we're going, especially if they expand it. But that would be a really nice little thing that go. Like I'm totally down like looking at different symbiotes and stuff like that because already the 5e tools, because I use 5e tools all the time for my DM screens and stuff like that. I have right now in the symbiotes, I have the 5e tools screen on the right side, and it has 3 slots for my DM screen. So I'm able to have one with the Curse of Strahd module open, one with blank so I can search up stuff for like spells or creatures, and then the top one has the Needle Blight
Character sheet. Yeah.
character sheet, and so I'm able to see everything, and it just immediately closes in and out. I love it. I'm like, this makes it way easier to work with stuff. But enough fangirling. Kunerith, was that the end of your turn with the Arms of Hodar?
Yes. That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, Graves, it is your turn,
Excellent.
and Onyx, you are on deck.
That actually works out perfectly for Graves.
Did I not
moment.
kill any of them?
You did not. You brought them very low. This one is bloodied.
Graves will actually basically kind of like somersault between them as he pulls a second dagger in his offhand. I forget, do we use any sort of flanking rules or no in this one?
No, I don't. I believe we chose not to because inadvertently with you, it would have
Yeah.
been really bad for you guys to have flanking rules. Like in these type of situations where there's 10 enemies.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
You
didn't
guys would
remember
be
if
at
we
an
did or
incredible
not, because I'm
disadvantage.
now attacking 2 guys who I am flanking both of them.
Yeah.
I'd say
You do get
Graves
sneak
will...
attack on both.
Exactly. Graves kind of rolls in, grabs his second dagger, kind of jumps back up and slams uses his right hand to slam a dagger into the one to the left that he's flanking with Conereth.
Okay.
So we're gonna give a good old roll.
Okay, that hits.
Yeah. All right. So that is a D4 plus 2 plus a D6. So 6. 9 damage to that one.
It is dead. As you stab your knife through it, it just kind of breaks apart into specks of wood, and you barely feel any resistance as you go through. It was
Nice.
pretty weak, and your other dagger falls to the ground that was in it.
Nice. And Graves kind of continues the momentum and uses his other dagger on the other guy for an even better attack roll.
That hit.
For 5
And
plus...
You
plus
don't get,
6.
You don't get sneak
Right, yeah,
attack
don't
on
get the
this.
thing, yeah.
Well, this one was also on its last legs,
Right,
and so
yeah,
you
there's
stab
only
through
one.
it, and it immediately breaks apart.
I'm so
As
used
you're
to
going-
Pathfinder where you get a sneak on any attack that qualifies.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
We're not cool like that.
and was that just your action? Was that your action and your bonus?
And bonus to use my offhand.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would not be able to do anything with your spiritual weapon this turn. Is
Nope.
there anything else that you would like to do this turn?
I would like to benefit from some temp HP. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, nice. And it's plus the roll plus 3. Nice, that's 9. Excellent.
Nice.
I think Graves would kind of maybe turn to face this one and take
I
another
forgot
step.
about that one.
Yeah, he'll just take like another step or two so that
Wait, is that one even in initiative?
It's not an initiative order.
oh
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
What is?
okay.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Doesn't have to be.
Always saw
Yeah.
It was blending in for me. I did not see it
Yeah.
for a moment.
Yeah, I just kind of continue moving forward towards that one to kind of just draw its ire. Since with
Alright.
temp HP right now, I've got 38 health, including it. So
I'm
So
gonna
there are 2 blights left.
Swing my warhammer
Okay.
for a 12 to hit.
If it meets, it beats.
All right. That's a 7 on the die, so that's 9 damage.
nice.
And
Plus-
you get you break the alchemist fire for 1d6 damage.
3 points of fire damage.
How do you want to do this?
I just want that,
You just
the
bring it
normal
right
hit,
down.
and then the explosion to just send burning twigs flying through the air. Like, huh? Well, that worked, Herbert. It works.
A successful field test. I love it.
And so there's just shattered wood and covered in the alchemist fire, needle twigs kind of flying around, and that one is dead. Is that the end of your turn?
I stepped 10 feet this way, so I'm just gonna step up behind Graves
Moral support.
and hope that I can save him some damage. But that is my
Okay.
turn.
So, this last one, it kind of walks blindly towards you. You don't get the sense that these things have much intelligence. It is going to swing to attack you, kind of claw at your face. That's a 17 to hit.
That does it.
Oh, it does hit.
Yeah.
Yes! Subtract
Ooh.
12 damage!
Yeah.
Holy.
It
No
does
damage.
6 piercing, and you subtract 12 damage.
Yes. I throw
From-
my shield. It's my fighter ability. I use my reaction. Fighting style interception. When a creature you see hits a
yeah.
target other than you within 5 feet of you, with an attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage the target takes by 1d10 plus 2.
Graves is just there
pretty good.
ready to block if his daggers, and it just goes completely past, and then all of a sudden Onyx's shield just wraps around him, and it just smacks that instead.
I got you,
Gives him a
buddy.
good old hug. That was excellent. Thank you. That was super cool.
Dude, yeah, I'm like, so great.
Not
that being said,
today.
Herbert, it is your turn, and now it's pretty much you guys in initiative order. until the treant's possible, or the blight's possible next turn.
Possible.
Well, let's try to reduce those odds.
I know.
I'm gonna run up and have Bartholomew help me out with an attack. So I'm gonna do a shocking grasp.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a natural 20.
Ooh.
So 2d10.
Yep.
11.
Wait, were you rolling 2d10 because of crit?
Because it crit, yeah. Oh, that's right. We do. Oh, that's right. We do the other thing.
Yeah.
We do max plus an additional.
So I will
Wanna
tell you
just
this.
use-
Either way, it does full amount of damage to enough to kill him. So how would you like to do this?
I am just going to. I'm thinking about crafting a little bit. Like I'm always thinking about materials and stuff, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
the last time I did this, I saw some cool patterns sort of form. So I'm gonna pick a place on his body where I think it's gonna make the most surface area, and I'm just gonna grasp. And you know that art form where like you run electricity through
Yeah.
wood,
Yeah.
and it just like forms these like twisting patterns. I'm just gonna like try to get that going, basically, and just. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then it explodes probably because I do it too much.
Immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
And it is dead. The last of the needle blights shatters across the ground. And we are out of initiative.
And
You
it-
guys look around at the devastation that you left, but you know that within a day or two, it's just going to look like someone was collecting firewood within the area. The entire fight took a very short amount of time. Overall, it was less than a minute, I believe, for the amount of rounds that we did.
Oh
Well, I mean, it's a full 10 rounds to be a minute, so.
Yeah, I don't think we did 10 rounds there. So
No.
it was a very short fight. You guys are kind of feeling back into the
20
feeling
seconds.
of adventuring, everything like that. Now, does anyone do anything in particular with the needle blights, anything like that? The only other thing that you guys would really see around you, other than the wolf that is bled out near you, is you would see the top part of the sign in the weeds nearby.
Yes.
Going forward.
Just as a quick note, my Twilight Sanctuary would have expanded beyond their deaths. So if anyone doesn't have temporary hit points right now, they should just get them.
Oh, yes, thank you. I
Right.
was going to mention it.
Just
How
that
long
way.
do they last?
It doesn't say. It just says
It doesn't have-
when they end their turn in my sphere, they get temporary hit points. It doesn't say they go away.
I have found that with most D&D 5e temp hit points, it doesn't really have an expiration on them. It's just they get temp hit points.
No.
And you can
Sometimes
only
I
have
usually
one
assume,
instance
like, a long
of temp
rest.
hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only have one instance of temp hit points, but once you have temp hit points, you have them.
Nice. I have the max right now.
Yeah, I think if enough turns go by, we would all kind of just get.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
would just allow you guys to kind of get the max of the temp hit points from it.
That'd be
To
nice.
just mark that.
So yeah, Graves would pick up his extra dagger. What time is it at this point? Is it getting close to time to bunk down, or do we have more?
So
to
it's only
do
been
tonight?
like an hour and a half along the road as you guys are traveling. So it's it
morning.
was early morning. It was early morning when you went to the Vistani camp, so it's not even noon yet, probably. Like you guys
Alrighty.
are like, oh, we still got a whole days of travel. The guards would have told you, the Wizard of Wines, they would have told you it was about like a quarter day's travel.
Okay.
Walking along the road, as you're going. You guys do see that you do see that the top half of the sign, it is shattered on there, but it's very easy to see that you would be able to kind of hang the sign back up to make sure that you're going in the correct direction, as you are going.
As
Yeah,
let's
go
we're-
pick up the sign out of the.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's make sure we're going the right way.
As
So-
they're playing with the sign, I'd be like staring at Clunerith like, can you control shadows?
I don't know if it's so much that I'm controlling shadows as it is my friend in the key that can do it.
Either way, that was cool. And he just like lets them work on the sign.
The
Well,
sign.
that explosion was nothing to scoff at. I definitely don't want to be within range of that next time you fire it off.
I love how you guys are like, we're going big spells now, and Graves is just there like, I'm throwing daggers now. When in the beginning, I was the primary caster, and I'm just like, now I'm the weapon guy.
Yep.
So, as you guys connect the top half of the signpost to the lower half, you notice it does have, in fact, 4 direction signpost. You notice that let me get this up. To the southwest is Kresk and Solenka Pass. Lake Baratok is to the northwest. Valaki and Ravenloft to the northeast, where you came from. And to the southeast is labeled Berez. The first time you've heard this name stated in the Valley of Barovia. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Excellent.
Nice.
I got to do sneak attack finally.
We
Yeah.
finally entered into combat.
I get to fire an
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
I've also like never played a 5e rogue. I mean, I've never really played much 5e characters myself, but it's like rogue is entirely
You guys-
new for me in 5e.
So you guys have done a ton since you leveled up. You just haven't had any combat since you've leveled up. Because the last combat you had, I believe, was the werewolf fight.
Yeah, which
and you
was in,
leveled
like
up at the werewolf fight.
yeah, which was like back in April, and it's November now.
Oh
Yeah,
my
It's been a long
the
time.
only downside of having long RP sessions in between is that you don't feel justified in offering us another level unless we're doing combat, and which kind of really extends out, right? Like we could play for potentially like another 6 months, and only then do enough combat for you to be like, okay, well, yeah, we should level you up now.
To give you kind of a peek behind the curtain, and just so you guys know for the own gameplay, I count social interactions and combat interactions both kind of going towards a meter of XP, even though I use milestone.
Yeah, once we've accomplished so much.
Yeah. Now, so
Like completing
don't
quests
be
and things like that.
don't be discouraged. You guys did a ton in Valaki, so that doesn't necessarily because you haven't necessarily had combat doesn't necessarily mean that a level up is not far off.
Oh yeah, and I don't want you to think I was more so just like it could end up being awkward if we did like just so much RP that we end up going up like an extra level before really using any of our combat abilities.
I also love me some RP, but I love me some combat too.
You guys are at a point in the campaign now that you've left Valaki for the first time. There's going to be a lot more combat appearing within.
Oh yeah.
Because you guys are kind of getting into the middle part of the campaign. Up to Valaki is almost like the establishing adventure almost. Kind of like Death House. There was that's the introduction adventure, because every D&D module has that like first level to third level intro adventure and then it how it releases you to do your thing. So this is going to be you're kind of in the middle part of the campaign now, and now you're going to be able to kind of reap the benefits of it being a true sandbox.
Does that mean we level up, DM?
Not yet.
But I want my level.
Well, to the stream. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a great night.